involved with Wolfman's Got Nards?
I work at a studio in California called Pilgrim Media Group, and I'm a producer over there, and I was taking my lunch break, and I walk out, and I'm there with my buddy Wes, and I notice this guy, and my buddy Wes goes, dude, Monster Squad. And I look at him, and I'm like, that's André Gower. And I'm like, hey man, you're in the Monster Squad. I love that movie.
He's like, I know.
He's like, yeah, I know. I was like, no, you don't understand. I grew up, my brother had a bootleg VHS. I put that movie in the VCR, and because of that, I started making films with my parents' camcorder. And he's like, yeah, I know. And so we started throwing business cards at each other, and we started having all these conversations about the projects we were working on, and he kept on mentioning this documentary. And there's a lot of fan docs out there, and they're all very good. There's various quality, but when I was hearing that, I thought there was something very special where this could be a very cinematic film. It kind of ode to why people love movies, horror movies, and the movie theater experience as a whole. And André and I went in development with Pilgrim, and we made the doc, and we're proud of what came out of it.
It's quite a quick turnover, as I was discussing with André. Was there a lot of pressure there to get it done, fast and get it out?
Not a lot of pressure, but we did the entire documentary within a year's time. Shot over 50 terabytes, so that's about a 4-year documentary compressed in 1 year. And the way we did that is because we toured all around America, and we came to London, so around the world. Yeah, and I was in the back of a minivan editing, and when I wasn't in the back of a minivan editing, I was DPing the film and producing it. So we had to wear multiple hats to get it done, but we had such a supportive staff, and the reason why we were able to get it done is every person that worked on the movie is a fan of the Monster Squad, so it never felt like a day job. We were excited.
Yeah, you can feel that love coming through, definitely.
Yeah.
How did you go about deciding what went in and what to keep out?
Uh,
So much footage.
The documentary started telling itself. It was so interesting. When you look at all the interviews, you see what connects and what doesn't. And it wasn't just like, what's your favorite character? You really started to discover why people fall in love with movies. And that was the thread and the aesthetic we held on to from one of our first interviews with Chuck Russell, director of The Blob and Nightmare on Elm Street 3, to one of the last interviews with Fred Decker, the director himself.
And was there any part that was difficult? Because I know Fred Decker, you guys talked a little bit at the Q&A about how he was kind of a little bit unsure at first, a little bit hesitant.
Yeah, he was. But when we finally got the interview, it took the year duration to get Fred Decker to agree to do the interview. Not because he was mean or anything. He was awesome. Yeah, he's busy and he has some mixed feelings about the movie, which he does love. But when we finally got that interview, it was like being a fly on the wall and just hearing a creative artist talk about his process and talk about the trials and tribulations, but why he continues to make great cinema. Fred Decker made The Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps, and he's made a bunch of films after that, but those two will always be in the canon of great horror films. Yeah.
What does The Monster Squad mean to you personally?
I think what The Monster Squad means to me personally is it is a perfect time capsule of my childhood. I can think back of the time when I was riding bicycles and playing flashlight tag, and I'll remember my personal memories, but they'll probably be mixed in with memories of watching The Monster Squad as well.
Just really quickly, what are you working on at the moment?
André and I are in development with a couple of TV series and a horror film, producing a documentary with Pilgrim and 1620. We got a bunch of things coming your way.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and we really did love the movie.
Oh, thank you so much.
You should be so proud of it.
Oh, I am.